click that subscribe button and smash that bell icon. Yeah!
Why do you come to Washington Square Mall?
Well, my wife is always down here. I come with her sometimes to get my work clothes. I can even get my tools here. A lot of times I just get a soft drink, sit back, listen to the kids in the food court sing. It's just real nice here.
It's not just a place to go, it's more like coming home. Welcome home, oh, welcome home to Washington Square.
Hello everyone, it's Chris here, and I'm finally back. I'm finally recovered from my pneumonia and bronchitis, and ready to go. This is going to be a very special episode. This is the 50 subscriber episode of Urbex. So welcome to Evansville, Indiana, and the Washington Square Mall. So one day I was looking around Google Maps just to see if I could find some really cool places to go and film that were within a day's drive. You know, that I could go out and film and then come back easily within a day. And I happened upon this mall in Evansville, Indiana. And so I decided, you know, it looked kind of cool and I would go take a drive out there. And boy, was I glad that I came to this place because it has some really cool aesthetics on the inside and I hope you guys really enjoy it. So come along as we take one last look at the very dead but very cool Washington Square Mall in Evansville, Indiana. So what you're looking at right now is the Carousel Restaurant, and it's a longtime staple of Evansville, Indiana, and they were having a classic car show that day. There you can see that label scarf from the Sears that used to be at the mall, and it's a very odd looking Sears on the outside. Would have loved to be able to have gone inside and seen what it looked like on the inside before it closed. The Washington Square Mall opened on October 31st, 1963, and it was the very first enclosed shopping center in Indiana. It was developed by Erie Investments, and the mall was originally anchored by Sears and an A&P supermarket. A Louisville-based Stewart Dry Goods was also added as the second anchor department store in 1969. This store, as well as the entire chain, was merged with Indianapolis L.S. Ayres chain in 1980. After the newer and larger Eastland Mall was opened in 1982, the Washington Square Mall struggled to retain stores, and in 1978 the mall was remodeled and expanded to help it compete with the newer mall. The expansion was initially successful, and the mall was sold a few years later to Facet Financial. Now facing even more department store consolidation, L.S. Ayres closed in January 1992. The location was converted into a Dayton, Ohio-based Elder Beerman, which held its grand opening in October 1993. The Elder Beerman would then close in 2000 as Elder Beerman said that the mall lacked a strong tenant base. As a result of Elder Beerman closing, the vacancy rates at the mall climbed, with much of the business being lost to Eastland Mall. And in 2002, the struggling Washington Square Mall was sold to local real estate developer Gene Hahn. A portion of the former Elder Beerman store was converted to a Values Unlimited discount mart between October 2004 and March 2007. And then in July 2010, it became a Merchants Outlet Mall, which utilized all two levels of the former Elder Beerman space until its 2-year lease expired in 2012. The Washington Square Mall was rebranded as Washington Square after it was purchased in November 2016 by a New York-based real estate developer. Over the next year, improvements were slow to be made, but new parking lot lighting and signage have brought hope to nearby residents. So I'm going to turn off the music, and I want you to listen to the sounds of this. I guess it's like a little kiddie ride that's inside the mall. It's really weird and really creepy. It reminds me of that cartoon character back from, I think, the 60s or 70s called Speed Buggy. Just really weird.
I want to see everything. This place is awesome.
Wait, something over here is giggling. I don't know what it is. It's weird. On Thursday, January 4th, 2018, Sears Holdings announced that they were closing 103 stores nationwide, including the location in the Washington Square Mall. On April 8th, 2018, the Sears location closed for good in the Washington Square Mall, and this now leaves the mall with no anchors. So I have no clue what this store used to be. If anyone knows what it was, please leave a comment down below. But I love the hot pink and purple. It just screams 80s and 90s. This wall is another great example of some great 80s and 90s graphics. So this brings us to the food court area of the mall, and I gotta say, I love the idea of having a giant tent-like structure, lets in all that natural light, and it's just really, really cool. I've only seen one other mall that has this tent-like structure in it, and that was a mall that was in Sherman, Texas. Unfortunately, I don't live anywhere near there anymore, and back then I just wasn't into covering dead malls, so unfortunately I did not film it. But I love the mall plants and that tile work with the shaped chairs like that are definitely some 80s colors. So this is the long corridor back to the restrooms, and what? A foot and ankle specialist? Now that's just weird. I have no clue when this was converted into a medical center. I couldn't find any information on it, but this seems to be a very common thing in smaller cities. So this brings us to the crown jewel of the mall. I did not expect to find this fully operational fountain, neon lights, and fake skylight. So gather around this iconic fountain as we take one last look at the sights and sounds of an era long gone. The Deb Stores. I remember back when these were popular. My mom used to enjoy going in here every now and then to grab a few inexpensive outfits, and I do remember they had some cool stuff in there that was at reasonable prices, and I'd always wished they had a men's version of this store. Incoming mall plant! I'm not quite sure what this gray store is that we're looking at right here, but the blue store that we're taking a look at, I believe that was a Best Buy mobile store. If I'm wrong, I'm sure someone down in the comments will voice their opinion quite loudly, and I would really appreciate it. This neon is so cool, it's definitely the coolest neon I've ever seen at a mall. And this is the former Sears that you're looking at right now. Well, that about does it for this episode of Urbex and the Washington Square Mall in Evansville, Indiana. I'd like to leave you with a few nostalgic memories of when the mall was once thriving. So enjoy these photographs. Thank you all for joining me here on this adventure. If you wouldn't please hit the subscribe button and smash that bell icon so that you can be notified about new upcoming videos. And as always, head on over to patreon.com/tiltedtripodmedia and help support this channel and support the future of video, because I wouldn't be here without the generous donations from viewers like you. Thank you, and I'll see you again in the next video.